Hey, what's up? It's SYLOSAGE. I'm here in SPEAKZ. It's November 29th, 2022. Just wanted to check in, talk about a few things that's been on my mind. I've just been sitting here kind of organizing for the new year, thinking about 2023. We have 1 month left of 2022. I've really been thinking about these new SILO products that I'm going to be pushing out to the public pretty soon. There's some SILO socks coming soon. Some SILO mouse pads, SILO air fresheners. I believe there was one more product. The first SILO watch, I think it's just going to be a rough draft or like the first version of that, but you'll at least be able to see that. As well as SILO calendars. I have some calendars coming for 2023 where each month has a different SILO painting on it. Pretty excited about that. And yeah, pushing these products are actually going to help me to upgrade some of the gear here at the studio, to free up some of my time so that I can really work on more passion projects, things that I really want to be doing, such as animation, such as Unity. I really want to step into the video game field, work on creating some virtual worlds. I was just watching a podcast with Lex Friedman interviewing Todd Howard, the creator of Skyrim, or I guess he was the head director of Bethesda during Skyrim and Fallout, and now Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. And Skyrim was really one of those games that I really went deeply into. I was really into RPGs growing up. The first one for me that I got so deep into was Knights of the Old Republic on the original Xbox, as well as KOTOR 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2. Pokemon as well, a lot of those Pokemon games, even though they're not quite the graphics of Skyrim, that world really opened up for me. I spent a lot of time in those places, levels, and they had a big impact on who I am. They say the places you've been really affect who you are, and I think levels in video games count towards that, at least for my generation. I'll bring up a game such as the GRINCH, which was on Dreamcast or PS1. And the homie Kemet Dank, I guess, grew up playing that as well. And, we just bonded talking about the damn mailroom level. I can hear the soundtrack to that as soon as I bring it up. These are real spaces and places that we've been in, even if they're virtual. Especially with, the Oculus being improved. I believe they're working on haptic feedback suits already. Augmented reality, obviously virtual reality. These are worlds that we're going to be spending more and more of our time in, whether it be, working from home, going to school virtually. If anyone's seen Ready Player One or read the book, which is even better than the movie, you'll know that they spend all their college and school time within a virtual reality. School is all virtual, and you basically go on tours virtually to different parts of the world, inside the human body, whatever you're studying, deep space, practicing surgery virtually before you're using an actual body. Super important. I think it's cool that we talk about, futurism, technology, where we're headed, because it's right around the corner. We're always right around the corner for something new, for the next gen, the next phase of life. And I think it's good to, think about that ahead of time. When I was younger, I used to always wish there was like a real life POKEDEX, where I could just like aim it at an animal or a plant and it would tell me information about that. And I've even seen some apps nowadays on the iPhone where you can, take a photo of your plant, it'll tell you the species, even what's wrong with it, if it's sick, if it needs water, needs less water. I'm excited for these improvements. We already use Google as if it's part of our own mind, our brain. And our phones are basically like cyborg attachments already. So, I'm excited to have, maybe AirPods or earbuds that translate every language in real time. I think that would really open up travel in a way. I could be able to just go to a different country and understand what they're saying without having to type. We can already do that, with our iPhones. But in real time, I think that would be smooth. No more barrier with language. you know, there's already less and less of a barrier with distance. I can collab right now with my friends on music or art that live in the UK, that live in Switzerland, Sweden, wherever it may be, you know, Japan, whoever I'm connected through online. You know, we really are connected, whether it be astrally, virtually, spiritually, whatever it may be, you know, just having the same type of ideas. So, yeah, you know, leave a comment about what technology you're most excited for. I remember years ago when those hoverboards first came out, hoverboards, you know, the ones everyone's rolling around on, that was a thing for like a year. So, you know, who knows what the next thing will be. I know near my place, there's someone that's been riding this, they call it a hoverboard as well, but it's more like the Green Goblin, like flying machine. He's been spotted a few times around LAX. Yeah, I mean, who knows what's next, you know. Getting back to RPGs, you know, I feel like real life is very much like a game. You know, maybe it's because I grew up on video games, but my mind is very objective based, you know. I spoke about this before, but like completing missions, completing tasks, that's really how my brain sees the world. Objectives, leveling up, character customization, you know, when I wake up, put something on my head, you know, it's +3 wisdom or +2 intelligence, you feel me? Whatever, you know, it's that swag, that SWARAJ. Everything has energy. Everything, you know, represents something. Everything is symbolic. You know, and we all have storylines. We all make decisions every day. So it's really an RPG with the decisions that we make, whether we're going to go left or right. You know, we always have options, as my bro Shiki always says. You know, you never don't have a choice. You never, you always have an option, you know. Your options are how you respond, or whether you don't respond at all, you know. You don't always need to act, and you always have more than one choice of the way you act or the mindset that you're in as you act. You know, I was really big on Knights of the Old Republic, and in that game, the power of persuasion was really stressed. Shout out to FABLE as well. That was a game where, you know, the decisions you make and the choices you make really affect how the story turns out, how your character turns out. And I think that's realistic, you know, in real life. We're constantly making decisions. We're constantly choosing what we want to spend time on. Time is like experience points in the way that what you spend time on, you will get better at, or you will, you know, develop. So, you know, choose wisely your skill tree, what you choose to spend your time on. Some people, you know, not some people, but, you know, we can all spend time on things that are lowering our experience points or not necessarily improving it as much as it could be. You know, some things in life, like let's say working out, for instance, that is a really quick way to improve your physical stats. Reading a book, or, you know, listening to podcasts, watching documentaries, that's a very easy way or a unique way to raise your intelligence, raise your knowledge points, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Meditating, contemplation, pausing the game for a bit and re-evaluating. That's a great way to, you know, raise your spiritual points or raise just your overview of what the objective actually is, you know, because if you don't know where you're trying to go, how would you ever get there? So, you know, it's great to really take that time, write down objectives, write down the next mission, look at what skills are needed for each mission and, you know, plan accordingly. You wouldn't want to go for the hardest possible mission while your stats are still low. So, you know, I think in life we really need to assess where we are, see the available missions, and plan accordingly with what order of completing them makes the most sense. And as you complete missions, you know, your confidence will raise, your points, your skill level will rise. You know, your reputation will rise as far as other people noticing what you've been doing. You know, you might be able to help them with their missions and their game in life. And, you know, I think that's really how this should be played, you know, and it's not a game in the sense that we shouldn't take it serious. This is very serious. This is the, you know, this is the game. It's not a game. And the game, you know, you only get one life as far as we know, at least with this character. You know, and maybe if, you know, maybe something happens and you end up in another dimension as the same character. I don't know. Who knows what happens when you pass or log out. But as far as we know, you know, this is like a survival game in that sense that we got to take it serious. We need to give our body nutrients. We need to, be careful and make decisions carefully and wisely so that you do not, lose your life or lose the game. We got to be careful careful, as well as we have to be concise and smart about who we choose as our companions in this game of life. Some companions have some companions have more aligned objectives with your objectives than others. You don't want someone on your team whose objectives are completely the opposite of yours. That's just going to slow you down. They call that dead weight. I don't believe anything is dead. We all go in our own way, but why fight the current? Find those that are heading in the same direction as you. If you're someone that will come back to, help others after, that's on you, whether or not your place in life is that. But you do need to level up your character before you can move back and forth between high levels and low levels, Shout out to Shiki or Lil B or anyone, I've even thought of this, prestiging in life. Sometimes you get to a certain level and you need to start back. Start back at square one, start back at the base level, If you're playing Zelda, go back to Kokiri Forest or whatever it's called. I think it's Kokiri, yeah, Kokiri. Back to your hometown, chat with, the NPCs, the family, they might have some new items for you, some new objectives some new quests that, you might not have noticed when you were at a lower level. So it's always good to go back and see what you didn't notice the first time around. But at the same time, don't get too comfortable. You don't want to be a level 99, just living your whole life in the starting area. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might be the one ruling that area, but the map's way bigger. Expand your map. Keep adding to that view of the world. You'll have new places to respawn at or revisit, How will you know what you're missing if you don't even know the name of cities, if you don't even know that certain places exist? The internet, YouTube has been a big one for me, of just doing those like virtual walkthrough tours where I'm like, damn, I really want to visit that place, whether it be Japan, whether it be Egypt, whether it be India, whether it be Canada, South America, all these places, I would love to visit at some point. Tibet, all over the place, Turkey, Iran, Syria, there's beautiful places all around the world, Australia, Russia, everywhere, Ukraine, Poland, I'm not going to name every country or every place, but, Peru, there's a lot of great places that I've yet to see that I want to see, so I'm going to keep building up these experience points, saving my coins for the correct upgrades. You don't need a bunch of extra junk, you don't want to be over encumbered like Fallout, all these items that you don't need, get rid of them, sell them to the general store if you need to, or to the, the shop, so you can get that real item that you need. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is just off the top of my head. It's stuff that I myself need to implement, but I'm trying to just be an open book nowadays, share what I'm thinking about, what I'm going through, because I know it's not just me, it's we, it's all of us together here in this game of life. Even if we're on opposite sides, we're not really on opposite sides. This is the game of life. So much love to you, whoever you are, wherever you are out there. I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever time it is where you're at. Please tap in if you feel the same way as me, if you resonate with anything that I'm saying. I'm trying to build a community of like-minded individuals, or even if we're not like-minded, just have individuals that have that respect, enough respect to have a conversation with someone that's not the same mind of them as them, and see what we can do to build each other up, help each other on our missions. I'm trying to trade here, it's we all trying to improve, and not too much on my mind now. Just been thinking about life. Like I said, I'm excited for December. I'm excited for 2023. Got a lot of new paintings on the way. Got, like I said, new products, SWARAJ. We're coming from SPEAKZ. I have some new music that'll be dropping soon. If you haven't heard that song I made with Betty, it's called SUBWAYZ, featuring SILOSAGE. Definitely check that out. Shouts out to Betty. You're a legend. For those that don't know, you know, she was back on Nickelodeon back in the day. She has like multiple tracks with Tupac. You know, she's just overall legend in bass world and outside of bass world, you know, great soul. So yeah, if you're, you know, made it through to the 15 minutes where we're at right now, just want to say thank you for tuning in. I'll check back in soon. Yeah, much love. You know, we'll get back to this topic. We'll get back to other life topics, and we'll continue thinking about the game of life. You know, like I said before, I will probably drop a small book in the future about this, you know, way of looking at the world like a video game. You know, because I think it's been helpful for me to identify what I'm supposed to be doing at this present moment. Sometimes I get too carried away with the objectives that I'm just like, you know, I'm in the map. I'm not in the actual game anymore. And you don't want to get stuck in the pause menu. You know what I mean? You want to play the actual game. Use the pause menu, you know, to figure out what you're trying to do. But don't get stuck in the pause menu, because then you don't do anything. You don't even play the game. You know what I mean? That's a glitch. That's like when the game crashes. So keep leveling up. Keep doing your thing. Stay positive. You know, keep moving even when shit looks dark. You know, the game's still going, the game's still playing. You never know when you're about to get that power up, you know, whether it be from the game itself, whether it be from a character that you didn't even know you're gonna meet, you know, an ally, or whether it just be from a new location that you discover, a new state of mind. Yeah, we on this. You know, shouts out to life, shouts out to the future, shouts out to SILOSAGE. Shouts out to everyone that's helped me to create music, helped me to create art, helped me by supporting my art. Everyone who's purchased a Silo pillow, you're a legend. Yeah, not much more to say. You know, I'm kind of carrying this on now. So peace and love. I'll catch y'all next time.